Welcome to tonight's call. My name's Christy Vinton. I'm a licensed biofeedback tech, holistic health coach, and fitness coach. And today, as always, every Thursday, I'm accompanied by the beautiful Dr. Debbie Beavers. She's been a naturopathic doctor for over 40 years. Most of you know her. She has over 19 licenses, degrees, certifications, you name it, she's got it. Last week, we covered the topic of what do the lines in your face mean. Most of us think that they are just wrinkles, but they actually mean much more for your health, your organs, and your just overall wellness and well-being. And today we're doing series 2 on the topic of what do your lines mean in your hands. So we're going to cover the topic of the lines in the hands. Some of us think that it is voodoo, getting your palms read. We're not doing none of that. We all love Jesus. We're Christians, so it's not voodoo. It actually does say something about your health. And I don't think that it's any coincidence because God gives us our bodies to give us feedback of what's going on inside of our bodies. And he just so uses lines, meridians, freckles. We'll cover all these topics to give us feedback of what's going on inside of our bodies. So today I'm going to let Dr. Debbie take it away. She studied palmistry and she has incredible intelligence in this topic of the lines in your hands. And she was actually reading a little bit of mine the other day. And I was like, oh, very fascinating. So today we're going to kind of get into it and it's going to get interesting. So Dr. Debbie, I'm going to pull a picture up. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll kind of go line by line. And then after we're done, we'll open up the floor for questions the last 5 to 10 minutes or so. So you're feel free to write your questions down if you have any and we will answer those. So, all right.
I haven't even seen this.
Right. Can you see that, Dr. Debbie?
I can see that. And so, as we discussed last week, y'all, the meridians that are on your body are like a line. It's a road that you're on that's going to take you to an organ. So if you're in my office, we're running a Zyto on you, we're scanning you, and you have your hand on the hand cradle. It is measuring lines going all the way up through the body, up, down, side to side, round and round, top to bottom, telling us what is out of balance. Just like last week when I was driving down the highway, it was taking me to my destination so that I could stop and then be able to teach you guys. So the lines on the hand, just like the areas on the face, on the neck, on the rest of the body, are in direct representation to a correlation to a health issue, whether it be overactive, underactive, or diseased. So with that recap being done, if you missed last week, I'm just going to do a basic review just to remind y'all that these nose flares, that's lungs, the cheeks are the kidneys, anything under the eyes are the kidneys, above the eyes is going to be the liver and or the heart area. If they have the 3 little lines above the eyebrow, they're highly intuitive people. If they have 3 little lines back in like almost to the ear part, I don't know if y'all can see this part. 3 little lines means this person has been under extreme amounts of stress. Underneath is the spleen, and then of course we went into the thyroid area, and I asked each one of y'all to watch the newscasters that night and to go to your spouse, your friends, go knock on the next door neighbor's door and ask them which one of your nose nostrils was the largest. Did anybody do that and have fun with it? Because it is so accurate. Just as a reminder, if the right nostril is bigger, it is going to be more physical characteristics from your father. If it is the left side, it's more physical traits from the mama. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the hands. I'm not sure about what all this is saying. It says palm reading guide. So I'm going more into the health issues. So with y'all looking at that diagram, you can see on the palm part, if you have sweaty hands, that's going to be your adrenal glands. That means these people are under high levels of stress. Sometimes you'll see their hands like starting to shake or quiver while they're holding paper, writing with their pen or whatnot. That's over exhausted adrenals, which affect a whole lot of different organs. The other thing I like to look for is something that I did with Christy, because this just fascinated me. These little pinkies right here represent your heart health. And if y'all don't think y'all remember this, you need to write this part down because it is so good. So those of you who know me know that since my 20s, I've dealt with the mitral valve prolapse. So if you take these two hands and you put your two fingers together like so, can y'all see this? What you want to look at, can everybody see this? See how at the top, my two little fingers kind of curve out right here? They go out like this. How's everybody else's look? Because I can't see it. Can y'all? There's Christie's. Okay, Christie's are pretty straight. It's kind of hard for me to see. The very top portion are your heart valves. So if they curve out or if there's a big gap in between the top portion of these two little fingers, there's cardiovascular issues. I didn't make up the rules, y'all. I didn't like that part either when they were teaching it many, many years ago. And I thought, that just can't be, but it's the truth. If there's a gap that runs between the two fingers down at the bottom, you know, there's no gap on the bottom of mine. So if you have a gap between your two fingers, that's the true heart muscle. I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to roll now. Y'all ready? The heart is your only emotional organ. So when I tell you what each emotion and what area these fingers are connected to, this is going to make so much sense to you, because there are a lot of people that suffer from like fear and anxiety, and these two little pinky fingers that represent the heart also represent fear and anxiety. These thumbs are neutral. So if you're worried, if you are in a panic situation, all you literally have to do is, I can't see the camera. Okay, can you see how I'm squeezing the thumb? That's all you have to do to get rid of worry. Does that make sense? Okay, this one's the fear and the heart. When we get to the ring finger, that one also signifies love. That's why it is known as the ring finger, the wedding ring finger, etc., etc. It also has the flip side to it, which is anger. So if you have children, grandchildren, whatever, and they're over and you don't like the way they're behaving, just take their little hand and rub that little ring finger. Then hit that little heart finger and tell them how much you love them. And that if they don't straighten their butt up, you're fixing to make you angry, and then the rest is history. Just saying. But that is a true thing to know, that the thumbs represent neutral issues. There's no health condition that's connected to the thumbs, just the emotion, and the emotion is worry. Please remember that, because you need to, anytime you start to worry about anything, it's going to help to alleviate it. The middle finger.
Excuse me for one quick second. Christy, can you take away the slide that's on the screen so Dr. Debbie can be bigger?
Oh, Lord.
Which slide? 1 second.
Y'all just want to see all my flaws.
No,
so y'all can analyze my face.
That's better.
Good.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Candace. Sorry about that.
I was like trying to find my camera and I don't know where it's at.
Thank you.
Thank you, Candace. So, okay, we got worry here, the fear and the heart, and then you have the love and the anger. This middle finger that everybody likes to pop up at everybody, that represents your structural system, your bones. So let's say you have, like this one curves off again, you know, I look at my hands now and go, wow, I could have learned so much about my health many years ago had I really paid attention to it. I thought I needed all this big fancy equipment. You don't. If you just take the time to look at what you've got on your body, it's trying to tell you something. So this is your structural system. So check the nails out. Check everything out. If you got nails splitting on that hand, or one nail's shorter, or it's just growing kind of funky, you've got bone structural issues. Y'all with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this little index finger right here also is significant of impatience, and it works the brain area. Now, I know none of y'all out there are impatient, are y'all? Go ahead, put your fingers up. Let me see what you got. Okay, not bad. Oh, we have some sweet little angels on this show. Y'all are doing so good, really. Seriously, doing good. I didn't see anything that was out of whack there. So that looks pretty good. Now, we talked about the heart first because I really wanted y'all to get that thing with the two little fingers. Can y'all really see now a little bit better?
Mhm.
When I put my fingers up, how at the top it kind of flares out. Okay, so that would be the heart valves. Any space in between there. You see, I have no space in between there because there's nothing going on with the heart muscle itself. That will tell you what you have going on cardiovascular wise. And then if that's not enough for you, check the earlobes. Does anybody remember what that signifies if you got the lines? Blockage. Blockage. Depending on what side it's on, we'll tell you what side the blockage is on. We have some testimonies that can be taught on that.
Are the lines going down or across?
They're going down. And so
what does that
a lot
mean?
of women will say, oh, it's my earrings. Cindy and I have this conversation today. It's the earring, or somebody pulled something, or they did something. It doesn't matter. If there's a line there, there's going to be a blockage. Kind of like if there's a line on the tip of the nose, that's going to be heart issues. Again, we talked about that last week, or the Rudolph red nose. And so inevitably, somebody will tell me they broke their nose, somebody accidentally hit it with the baseball bat, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. You messed up that meridian. You put a pothole in the freeway. It needs to be repaired. Does this make sense? Have I lost anybody yet? Okay, Candace has got it. She's saying, woohoo! Okay, so with this being the brain finger, I also want to tell you that the emotion behind it is sadness. So again, if you're sad, the children are sad, grandkids are sad, or whatever, just grab some lavender or some happy oil, rub it all over their little hands, and again, tell them how much you love them, and if they don't behave, they're going to make you mad, and the rest is history. Going back to the heart, another way you can check it is by taking your hands and you put them together like this, and you're going to see if you can keep the top part of the fingers together and flare it out. I can't see what everybody's got there. Y'all look so cute. Somebody needs to take a picture of this. Oh my God. Y'all look like praying angels from where I'm looking. Can y'all see this? Because if there's no flexibility there, there's no flexibility in the person, there's no flexibility in the arteries, the veins, or anything. It's stiffness, tightness, so that buildup is going to happen in their system. Does that part make sense? Everybody got it? It's easier to do too if you're like sitting on a table where you can put your arms out on the table and then try to do your fingers like this, keeping the fingers together, and then you raise the hand up. And you should be able to do it without it hurting. Okay, there's some of y'all. Okay, Christy's is good. Christy's was real good.
Do you flare the fingers or not?
Keep them together. So, this, together, and up. Okay, it's pretty good, y'all. Everybody's got good hearts.
Ken, what do you got going on over there? I don't see any separation, Ken. I'm just kidding.
Does anybody have any questions on that? Yes, ma'am.
So John Charles, my 21-year-old, he broke his nose like probably in junior high. And I noticed he has that, Deb, on right here.
It's cardiovascular.
So this has to be reconnected then. So what is the solution, I guess, for that?
Well, that would be the health challenge he would need to work on.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know that they have an issue,
right?
With whatever, fill in the blank, until a problem presents
right.
itself. So if you know how to read your own body or your family's,
yeah,
or you can tell them, I'd written here, give it to him for Christmas, his birthday, whatever. Here's Super Trio, fish oil, all the stuff. Take it for your heart. And
Okay.
that way you'll see the line will start to heal up. You'll see the redness starting to go away. Because remember, the real red face with the red ears, not only is it going to be the emotion of anger, it's going to raise the blood pressure and it's going to create cardiovascular stuff.
Okay. I mean, because he's in really good shape. It's not, but he works out every day. You know what I mean? But
I do.
since he broke that
But I
nose,
want you to think about I can't think of the ice skater's name, but you got to know they're in excellent shape, and he had
yeah,
a heart attack
I
on the
know.
so it freaks me out when I hear
I
these
know.
stories, and trust me, the stories I hear in here every day. I
But
say every doctor needs a doctor, every therapist needs a therapist.
yeah.
You
Amen,
could
sister.
you could get anxiety from listening to it all. So start examining your body.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you're welcome. And the toes are like the same way. So what I wanted to go to next was with the hands. When somebody's walking and their hands are like going this way, side by side, as you're walking, that's a normal thyroid. If their hands are turned this way while they're walking and their hands are swinging, that is definite thyroid issue. So you thought the neck is the only place you would be able to determine if there's thyroid issues, and that's not the case. You can go to the hands. If you're not working on the hands, you go to chiropractor's office and he's working on your vertebrae. He can tell you these are your heart vertebrae that keep popping out of place. And that's going to be T5, 6, and 7. It's in that middle section of that thoracic area. If there's something out on the front side, you go around to the back side, there's a problem there too. Let me repeat that so y'all get it. Any health issue you have on the front side, go around to the back side, and there's an issue there as well. This is why chiropractors and keeping your vertebrae in alignment are super duper important. Got that? So now we got the face covered, have the neck covered, did the earlobes. We've done the emotions with the hand, know how to get rid of the worry by rubbing the thumb. The fear is going to be that little finger, which is the heart area. So now I want to tell you a little bit about the fingernails. I touched base on this a little bit last week when I told y'all that if you don't have that little half moon on all 10 nails, it's called a lunella. That's thyroid issues. Okay. If you have rough, dry, brittle nails along with the rough, dry, cracking skin, cuticles that always need to be trimmed or putting creams and lotions on them, that is your thyroid. So you can check that. Then you can check the lines on the neck. Then you can check the way they walk. You can say, here, just walk. Let me see how you walk. Don't tell them what you're looking at, because then they're going to try to turn their hands the right way. But it's super simple to spot when somebody's walking. Y'all, I have a hard time in the grocery store. Y'all, I tell everybody I do, curbside pickup because it's so convenient. But if I'm in the store, it takes me like 10 hours. I'm analyzing everybody's body, the way they walk, talk, the voice, the hair, the light, analyzing their kids. It's something you really have to go within and say, not today. Well, I'm not that strong, so I just do curbside service. But I am analyzing all of y'all in here. And y'all did look like real angels when y'all were all doing this thing. That's beautiful. Somebody needs to take a picture. I'm going to put it up on my canvas wall. All right. So all 10 lunellas have to be the same on all 10 fingers in order for everything to be balanced. And that is doable, by the way. And so dots are little white specks on the nails. Y'all heard this way back in school. I'm sure that was supposed to mean how many boyfriends you had. Did y'all ever hear that? The little white specks? And then they said, no, it's a zinc deficiency. Well, that part is true too, but it's also a calcium issue if you have the little white marks. Okay, it's also a calcium/thyroid issue if the nails are dry and peeling. Have I lost anybody yet? I don't see anybody writing this down. Y'all, I know this stuff. Forward, backwards, upside down. Next week, I'm going to quiz y'all. I'm just going to call on y'all. And I'm going to say, what do the nails look like if they have a zinc deficiency or a calcium issue? And there's also a way to tell, how artistic a person is. Christy, hold your hand up again. It seemed like you had the long. Christy's got, see her long, lengthy, dainty fingernails and just long. Okay, that's like artistry stuff there. Somebody like myself, bohemian hands, shorter fingers, short, just not really anything sexy about them. Okay, Wendy, there you go. Okay, ta-da. Cindy, yours are long, like Christy's. Trisha, what do you got? Hold your hands up. Yours are like an in-between, wouldn't you know? She's got one foot over here, one foot over there. She can do a little bit of everything. And Vanessa, yours are hard. Yours are considered the hard-working hands. Hard worker, successful person. And Ken, I can't see yours. Yours are kind of, yours are in a blur. So, okay, we're going to say it's all good because I can't see it from here. So we're going to say it's good.
Baptizing somebody.
Yes. And if the fingernails, you know how so many people have like just a little bitty piece of the nail on their fingers, and then others have a real wide or a real big thumbnail. That is mental issues where it's either real wide, it's just a weird shape, and or hardly any nail on there at all. An enlarged heart, if we go back to the pinky fingers, if that nail plate is large, and especially larger than the rest of the nail bed is on the rest of your 10 fingers, that's an enlarged heart muscle. So there's a lot you can tell about the heart through that. Through the nails alone. And then a whole lot you can tell about the heart from the face. That root off the red nose, just remember the red nose or the crease in the nose. And now if it's the crease in the chin, remember I said very few women have I ever seen that on. A lot of men, John Travolta, and I can't think of the other actor's name, but that's going to be the prostate and the bladder area. Okay. And, I don't know if we covered the pancreas last week or not. Did I tell you about the little hump at the top of the nose? That's the pancreas. So that could be blood sugar. You know, where the nose, people think they need plastic surgery and they don't. It just has that little hump at the top. And it's very noticeable when you look in the mirror and you see it. And you'll see it on other people as well, especially if they don't have the red tip nose and they have a little bit of a red knot on top of the nose. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay. And if somebody has ridges in their nails going lengthwise, they're usually in pretty good health. It's when they go horizontally across this way. There's all kinds of circulatory issues. If the fingertips are like blue, that just backs up what I just said. There will be circulatory issues. If the toes are like a bluish, pinkish color, circulation issues. But if the ridges are going long direction, you're fine, vertical. So, I mean, that's a pretty good health indicator, because what you want is a slight pink tint with the real white nail tip on the end. Does anybody remember what I taught you the full lips meant last week when I used Angelina Jolie for the example? That is a large intestine. So anybody getting fillers and getting all the things done, they're going to have digestive issues because they're messing with the size of the lips. They're making it bigger. So you do something here, it's going to make the large intestine bigger, which means it's going to hold on to the food longer instead of pushing it through the system. Or the, what was the other one I used? Gwyneth Paltrow, the thin lips, small intestine. So then you come up to the forehead and you look at the lines there, which are the digestive lines, and you can determine further any kind of digestive issues. Does anybody have any questions thus far on the hands and the nails?
Just have one quick question, Debbie, because I gotta go. I have another call I have to jump on. Tell me about the freckles.
Oh, freckles are so cute, aren't they? It really means, you know how there's so many in so many areas, like hundreds of freckles. This person has a very colorful life. Just saying. very colorful life, extremely kind-hearted, extremely compassionate. Now, I know next week, all y'all going to get on the screen, y'all will have painted your own little freckles on. Don't do that.
What if somebody has dimples? I don't have them, but what if somebody has dimples?
That's a good question. It's actually hitting the adrenals as well as the kidneys. So it's kind of going to run into the two. Yeah. And that just means they're smiling a lot, and we love that part too. Right? Even though it does mean they're a little stressed out, they need a whole lot more joy and laughter, but that's overexhausted adrenals. Any more questions on
I
the
have, I have one. Oh, I was just going to ask what, for the adrenals, what patches? I mean, I know y'all talked about the Fab Four last week, or maybe it was the week before that, but, what patches for the adrenal exhaustion and so on? What do you,
well, Christine and I like our favorite too is the X39 with the Eon. That will just about fix everything. You want to
okay.
in your life, take it a step further. You got to have the Alavita. I'm telling y'all, listen
Yeah.
to me now. Don't you hit your 80s and 100s. I wish I would have known. No, I told you.
Thank
I
you.
told you. And they have that special going on through Sunday and all those creams. Y'all know I'm not a skincare junkie. That's not why I get it. It's for the rashes, any kind of eczema, sunburn, any kind of skin issue. Even after you shave your legs, if you've got any kind of razor burn, slap that stuff on there and it helps heal the skin right up. And the eye cream has even the peptides and stuff in it. So it's a good thing. But the Eon, if you think of the A and the A, Eon adrenals, that will help over exhaustion, because that's not only the happy patch, but it takes down that inflammation, which causes and creates all diseases, all imbalances.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say the same. X39, Aeon, and Alaveda. Aeon helps to lower cortisol, helps to increase DHEA hormone, which is produced by our adrenals.
Yes.
And then Alaveda is not just skin patch, like Dr. Debbie said, but also works in the endocrine system, thyroid, adrenals, ovaries for women, prostrate for men. So always remember that. AA, that's a great way to remember, Dr. Debbie. I like that. Adrenals, Aeon, Alaveda.
Hello. That's how I remembered it in the beginning, because I could teach college courses to the most brilliant people in the world on stem cells. But when I saw all the patches they offered, I was like, oh Lord, I'm never going to remember all of this. So I lined them out all out on my kitchen table, got a magic marker, and drew things on there. So I put the Eon by the Alavida, because that also, those are the two patches also you can wear at nighttime. So those are the ones I choose to wear at night. Now, let me go back and let me say something. For anybody that's suffering from depression, or you're just angry, or you want to be in a bad mood, because, you know, happiness is a choice. So that's why I said you choose to be in a bad mood. Don't be wearing your Eon at nighttime. You need to wear it during the daytime for the rest of us that have to deal with you. I'm just saying, right? Right? Right, Christy? You know that's the truth.
Right.
When somebody sitting in my chair and they're all frowning and everything, I'm like, well, how's your program? Well, it's okay. You know, I'm wearing the Eon at night, and I'm like, stop right there. We're gonna have you start wearing that during the daytime. Are you married? If they say yes, I'm gonna say, okay. Well, then ask your spouse when you start wearing it in the daytime if you seem to be a little happier, just a little more joy filled. All right, I'll do it. And sure enough, it works, because it is the happy patch. It raises serotonin, but guess what? So does the Alavita patch. It raises your own hormones of brain neurotransmitter as well as melatonin. And you want that to occur naturally. And then your X49, well, that's up in the testosterone. And women make testosterone too. If you don't have any energy, your testosterone levels, I guarantee you, are low. Slap the 49 on. Don't wear it at night. You want to wear it during the day. And it also helps with the bone loss. So the structural system that we talked about with the middle finger will start to clear up its issues. And then you need to have your parathyroid checked, because that regulates calcium levels.
Wow.
See, I could just keep going. What else do y'all want to know?
Well, we covered way more than the lines on the hands, but maybe next time we'll get more into that. But that was so good, Dr. Debbie. I know when what was it, Wednesday, you were looking at my lines on my hand and you were like, oh, this line is that. And we were playing around with the relationship lines on the sides. It was so
Yes,
so
yes.
interesting. So yeah,
Just
that's
because those are truly, like I said, the fingers also are emotions. This is why reflexology, whether it be the hands, the feet, the back, the neck, the ears, whatever you're choosing to work on, all connect to an organ. So if you have a headache, for instance, you're going to hit this little area right here. I know y'all have seen this or heard of this before. And it will usually be sore and you've got to push it pretty hard. And you don't just go, okay, is your headache gone? I don't think so. You've got to work it for a while, work that area until it becomes annoying because you're hitting that meridian that takes it all the way up to the brain as well as the liver. Because did you know 90% of all headaches are liver related? Let me say that again. 90% of all headaches are liver related. The other 10% is cervical misalignment.
mm,
So when people say their head hurts and we really get down to it, it's their sinuses are bothering them, or either their blood pressure is high. Why is their blood pressure high? Because the liver is clogged. See how everything connects in there? So you grab your favorite oil, put it in the palm of your hands, rub it together, inhale it. Remember, in 20 seconds, it hits the capillaries and you get a full 20 minutes of results. And just by you inhaling it, you've just given yourself basically a massage, a reflexology session. It just doesn't feel as good. You don't get to feel all the relaxation moments, but you just healed your body. This is why you need to put it in diffusers. I got diffusers all in this office, all around me. Anybody who's been in here knows they're all throughout the house. Trisha too. I put the oils in spray bottles. It's all right here. I'm looking at every single one of them above my desk. You just put the oils in, throw some water in it, and spray things down, like your carpet where your feet are going over it, etc., etc.
wow, amazing. I don't know about y'all, but my mind is blown. I learned a few things today too. A good refresher as well. I feel like we could talk all day about these things. So, yeah, without further ado, we have just a few minutes left. So I kind of want to open up the floor for questions. Um, just a few minutes if anybody has questions, and then we'll close it out.
Okay, and every time I have to say, I'm not going to answer my cell phone to all of y'all's texts after. I didn't want to ask because, no. Okay, Trisha, what you got?
Well, no, I just wanted to say I'm not writing anything down right now because I'm outside holding my phone with one hand, but see, it takes repetition. So I listen and then I need the recording like last week, and then I listen by myself and I write things down because that's just how I learn better. But man, this was amazing. Learned so much. I appreciate both of you, all the time you put into this.
Me too.
I continue to learn more about my health. I've known Debbie over 10 years, and every time I talk with her, sit with her, and now Christy, it's just incredible.
Oh, love
The
that.
nuggets that you're sharing, it's life altering. I appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. That's so sweet. I'm glad you'll find it valuable. That's what we plan to make this 30-minute Thursday Zooms, just to help you guys, give you guys tools and resources, education, knowledge to better make decisions for your overall health and help you be advocates for your own health too, right?
Yes.
I have a question. I have a question real quick, Deb. The for the heart, like what oils, like I know obviously probably rose and like for, heart challenges.
Rose right here. It's my favorite. I did not spend the bucks on this because y'all know this is
It's
expensive.
expansive. It's expansive.
So expensive, and I always go, I'm so worth it. And I'm like, why don't they ever put that on sale?
They
Because
don't.
it's so expensive. It's the highest resonating essential oil. There's nothing it won't.
Okay.
Which one did you say? I didn't hear.
Rose.
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 Rose. Yes. And it doesn't smell beautiful like the roses in a garden. Have you smelled it, Vanessa? When I put it on, took a big, I was like, oh.
Maybe not.
I know, but I put it on the inside of the toe, on the thyroid, just one little drop. That's all you need. It's
Yeah.
not anything I put into a spray bottle because
No.
of the cost and
Right.
because it does resonate at such a high frequency. You just need a drop.
One
Just a
drop.
drop.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
sure. Anybody else?
Got
Y'all
about
are so
2
smart.
minutes
Yes.
left.
Not
I have one more question, Deb. On the kidneys, which also just thinking supporting the kidneys with the oils and adrenals too. What is your first recommendation generally for that?
There is a product through Nature Sunshine. Ken can help you get it if you don't have an account. It's called KB-C. The K
Okay.
stands for kidney, the B stands for bladder, and the C
Okay.
stands for it's a Chinese formula.
Okay.
They have a box kit for the entire urinary system that has
Okay.
everything needed, so you're not having to buy 101 things. But here's the thing, the Chinese people really are smarter when it comes to making their herbal formulas. They don't do like the Americans and just want to treat the symptom. They go to the root of the problem. So it's a very balanced formula, but the
Okay.
urinary bladder has everything needed
Yeah.
all in one little package. So you can throw it in your
Okay.
purse, take it with you to work, on
Right.
road trips. It's very simple to do. The other one comes in one bottle.
Okay.
You're going to have to take the bottle with you.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How are we
Awesome.
doing on time?
We got 1 minute left, so I think we're gonna wrap it up just so it doesn't shut us down like last week. Um, Thank you all for being here tonight. We will, if you're not in the Messenger group chat on Facebook yet, we'll keep everybody in the loop about our next show, the topic of it. You can feel free to copy that link in the chat and send it to whoever you want to invite them to that chat. And we'll kind of keep you guys up to tabs on there. We'll post the recordings in there as well, as the next flyer, the links to join the Zooms and all that good stuff. So, and if you have any topic, suggestions, you can also put them in the chat on that messenger group chat, the KV and the Dr. Debbie and KV show. And so yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for being here tonight. The recording will be posted. So if you want that link to rewatch, like Trisha said, repetition is king. It takes a while for us
Yeah.
to absorb that information. It's a lot of information, right? So thank y'all for being here. I hope y'all found it valuable, and we will see y'all next week. Bye,
How about y'all
everybody.
tomorrow?
bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Love y'all.
Love
Love
y'all.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.